Hello, my creative friends. My name is Heather North. You can find me on Instagram at Heather's Creative Blessings. That's Heather's with an S. And I am here with FlossTube number 3. Or is that 6? 3. It's 3. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do a floss tube for you guys today because last week just didn't go as planned and I didn't have as much stitching time as I had hoped for. However, towards the end of the week, I ended up with 2 days with mostly stitching. So I've got, actually have a finish to share and 2 new starts. So I thought I'll go ahead and share what I've been doing. I also have some happy mail. If you are a regular subscriber of mine and you're wondering what is FlossTube, it's my videos about, well, everybody's doing videos labeled FlossTube that have to do with basically thread, stitching of some sort, or maybe even yarn, knitting. Mine happens to be cross stitch, so if you see FlossTube in the description, you'll know this is a floss or a cross stitch video from me. However, I do have a card to share later on in the video if you want to see. It's not one that I made, but it came in some happy mail from a very creative and talented card maker. So let's get to the cross stitch. I've got some whips to show you. Now, whips are works in progress. And like I said, I didn't have as much stitching time as I thought I would. My husband was on vacation last week. We had planned to go away for a few days to the Oregon coast. It is just to celebrate our anniversary, which is in early December. But the numbers were rising here and it just didn't seem wise to go. And you know, we live in Western Washington and right now restaurants are shut down. You can't sit in a restaurant, and so we didn't go out to eat for our anniversary, and we just thought it just doesn't seem like a good time to travel and possibly, you know, spread, you know, if you're watching this in 2020, you know. So we decided to stay home, and my husband decided it'd be a good time to rent a rug shampooer and get those carpets clean. And I don't know why. We have a shampooer, but it just doesn't work very well. And with 2 11-month-old husky puppies and the rain and the mud, you can just imagine it needed to be done. So as he would shampoo one area, I'd work on cleaning out the other area. And we spent 2.5 days, I think, really deep cleaning the house, and then we spent a day doing, we got almost all of our Christmas ordered online this year, but we wanted to support some local businesses as well. So when we couldn't order online for those businesses, there are a few that are around here. We spent one day shopping in person in the middle of the week, middle of the day, so less people to maybe come in contact with. But I think we got all of ours done. Bella, be quiet. I'm filming while the puppies are asleep, but I have a little Shih Tzu. She's about 11 years old, I think now. And she wants in, but she just wants to make noise. So I hope you can't hear her. I'll just carry on. So what was I saying? Oh, shop local. So we got our Christmas shopping done, and then we spent a day wrapping presents, or part of the day wrapping presents. And so we have all of the presents wrapped, all of the gifts, with the exception of one that are going to be mailed out, have been mailed out. We are so far ahead of the game. It's never happened before. I don't know if it's just partly the pandemic or buying less as our kids get older. You know, their gifts get more expensive and there's fewer of them. So that might be part of it, or really just having my husband's help has been huge. So let's get to the whips. We did, like I said, at the end of the week, we just relaxed and I got some stitching done. So the first thing, I was really hoping to get further on this one because I just love it. It's in my Stitching with the Housewives bag. Love this. I got this from Fat Quarter Shop. And it's part of the Jolly Housewives Stitch Along. And, oh, sorry, I had to grab the pattern because I don't remember the name. I think it's Let It Snow from Holidays with the Housewives. And this was one I was really wanting to work more on than I got to, but I planned on working on it the first couple of days, and like I said, we were shampooing the rugs. But this is what I got done. Isn't it cute? It's a cute little snowman. Now, I did this on Night Sky by Fiber on a Whim. Okay, I had to grab my cheat sheet. So this is on Night Sky by Fiber on a Whim, 14 count Ada. I think I got it from Fat Quarter Shop. And one of the things that took a while is that I'm using the called for colors, but since I'm doing it on blue instead of black, I found that this color right here, I'll look it up and to see what it is. It was so dark, but I grabbed another skein from a different dye lot and it's a little bit lighter, and so I think it shows up better. So this is Deep Blue Sea. So Deep Blue Sea. And you can see, and I don't know if you knew this or not, I mean, I'm kind of new to this whole fancy floss and over-dyed, and it makes sense that different dye lots would have different colors or variations or strengths of color to them. So obviously the one I had used at first had a darker dye lot, and then the other one was lighter. And so I think it works fine because it's just a background element. But I just love this little snowman. I cannot hardly wait to get this done and put it on my tree. So that was the first one. Jolly Housewives Stitch Along number 1. I'll put it back in my bag so I can find it. And then the second thing, and this wasn't part of my plans at the beginning of Jolly Housewives, but you guys, if you've never done a FlossTube or a YouTube video, it is way harder than it looks when you're just watching it. Squirrel, so many distractions. Okay, this is Christmas blocks from Pine Needles. I think Pine Needle Stitches or Stitchery online. Kimberly was talking about it on her FlossTube a week or two ago. Whenever it started, and it must have been 2 weeks ago tomorrow. December 1st was when it started. And so I didn't see it that day. I saw it the next day, and so I didn't start it till December 3rd or 4th. So I'm a little bit late to the game, and I'm a little bit behind. But I was able to do a lot of catch up, and this is where I'm at on the Christmas blocks from Pine Needles. I absolutely love this. I'm using the floss that I have in stock, on hand, instead of going and purchasing more. But isn't it just the sweetest little stitch? And I'll read to you the colors I used. But you can see I finished day 10. One of the advantages to not being on time with this or being caught up with it is that when I was doing this brown that's in the church door and the tree here, I had some left over. So I came down into block 14, which would have been yesterday's block, and I started on the reindeer antlers. So I've done that a lot where I've had like this green, I carried over into the green in the wreath, and so it saves a little bit of thread or time doing that. But isn't that, my favorite is that little sheep. He's so cute. I've got baby Jesus here, and yeah. So, and the cardinal, oh my goodness, I think I had the cardinal done last time. I am loving this. So my plan going forward today is to finish up day 14, which is yesterday, and I haven't even looked to print out day 15, but this is today. And then from there, I'll do 2 a day until I'm caught up. One of the things I've been doing, because I was started so far behind, is I've been putting in at least one skein. So what I'm looking for, one length of thread, and I tend to go like out like this, and so one length of thread in the blue to get all of this inner framework done. And now I'm working on the white. I'm about 1/3 of the way done, I would say. So I'll also be putting in 1 thread of white until all the white is done. And I usually, I mean, like there's white in most of these blocks, so when I get to the white, I do whatever's in there, and then I take the rest of it down and then add one more length of floss. And so I'll do that. I'll get 14 and 15 hopefully done today, and then I'll do 2 a day for the next 3 days, and I'll be caught up going forward, and I can just do 1 a day. And by then, so hopefully by next week, the outer border will be done and I'll be all caught up. But I am just loving this little stitch. It is so sweet, and it's free right now. So go to Pine Needles, look for Pine Needles stitches online. I'll try and remember and link it down below if I can, because I don't think it'll be free forever. It's free for right now, and it's just a lot of fun, and you can easily substitute your colors. So I did say I was going to do that. Okay, so my colors, I stitched it on Bone 25 count Lugana, Witcheled. I got that from Everything Cross Stitch. I really like the bone color. I use Classic Colorworks Snowball for my white, Gassed Bluebell for my border. That's that really light blue, and I don't have a whole lot left. I was like, oh, am I gonna have enough to finish it? Let me see. Oh, I dropped it. My floors are clean though. Oh. This might be sitting. Oh, is this it? Or is that? Yeah, you can see. There's just a little tiny bit of this left here. I think there's part of one. Yeah, there's only one length of thread left, and there's only part of it. So hopefully we won't need a lot of that light blue. If we do, I might substitute it for something else in the actual blocks. But the outer frame is done, and that's what I chose. I would like it to actually be a shade darker than that, but now that it's done, taking it out, I really like that bluebell, so I'm ordering more. Weeks Dye Works Blackboard, Weeks Dye Works Chestnut, Classic Colorworks Desert Mesquite, DMC 729, DMC 931, DMC 932, DMC 347, DMC 310, that's black, and Gassed Green Apple, Weeks Dye Works Aztec Red, DMC 754, and Weeks Dye Works Mocha. And once again, if you saw my previous video, you know I got that thread. I don't know if it's called a chart. I don't know the exact name of it, but you can watch my last video and see. It has all of the DMC colors, and it's the actual threads. So you can look it up and see. So for this, I didn't have all of the colors, but I could look it up and see and get something close, either another DMC that was close or some of my overdyed things that I got that I had used for other projects that I had left over, or were part of the Floss Fix or Floss Frenzy type of a thing. So yeah, that's Pine Needles. Freebie daily pattern release at pineneedlesonline.com. That's the website, pineneedlesonline.com. So that was whip number 2, and that I will continue going forward. Whip number 3 is a new start. Hopefully it's in here. This is a 31 bag I got from my my friend. I won it. Okay, so whip number 3, which is actually number 4, but it's finished. So this is the Mary and Minty Stitch Along that is being offered for free from With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. I found it on Instagram, but she has it on her website and on Facebook, and I will try and remember to link it. If I forget, please say something down below, comment down below. But I have, this is just part of day 1. I've got the little candy cane stuff. I've got the little Rudolph, his red nose, and I think 1 snowflake started. So it came in 3 parts or 4 parts, and they've all been released now. I think I'm going to put this away for the rest of December, and I'll pull it out in the future because I have so much I want to stitch and so much I want to start. And this is going to be a little bit longer for me, mostly because there's some traveling and counting. So, and when you have the pale color that you're trying to count over, it just takes me a long time. So, and I need to be able to concentrate on it. So I can't do it like while the puppies are awake and I'm trying to keep them from destroying the house. I have to do it when they're asleep. So I might just put this away. Now, for me, what I have been doing since I started cross stitching again is on the 24th and or the 25th of each month, I pull out a Christmas project and I work on it, because that's Christmas Eve is December 24th, Christmas Day is December 25th, and so the 24th, 25th of each month, unless there's something else going on specifically I need to work on, or I'm not home or whatever, I will work on a Christmas project. So I'm okay with planning on keeping a few whips. I may work just a little bit more on this and work on the border. The border underneath the part I've done so far, I think it's poinsettias or holly or something. But it kind of, the way it looks kind of reminds me of a quilt, and I love quilting, so I'm excited to work on that. The colors I used, again, I used what I have on hand, and I may have substituted, I think I've only substituted one thing so far, but I'm not sure. But I'll just read you the colors I have in here so far. It is on Parchment Lugana Vintage Cloth from Lori Holt, 25 count. DMC, the thread, 712, 3021, 3778, 3777, I may have had that backwards, 778, 3778, 3779, 3863, which I wrote down as a substitution for 611, and Classic Colorworks Licorice Red. And this was a mystery stitch along, so we didn't know what was. And she released it, I think she released it like every other day. And so there was no way I was keeping up with that with everything else going on. But I did start it, and I love it. And so I thank you with I Needle and Thread. Thank you, Brenda, for sharing that with us as just a Christmas holiday. Thank you. It's beautiful. And again, it's free for right now, so look it up. In the future, it might become a paid pattern. I don't know. I kind of new, like I said, to this again. And so my next one is another new start. It's Mrs. Claus. Night. Again, I did on the night sky like I'm doing my snowman. And that's from Fiber on a Whim, 14 count. Let me show you this first, even though I kind of already showed that. And I figured out how to not show you everything, huh? This is more of the holidays with the Housewives, kind of the what's in my cup look from Stitching with the Housewives, Priscilla Blaine. And isn't that cute? It's a little Mrs. Claus. Now, I decided to make my Nana, and my mom, I think I shared in my last video about my mom's gingerbread cookies. So I kind of thought this would be really cute to, because I'm crazy, stitch up really quickly and maybe send to my mom for Christmas. If not, it can go on my tree and remind me of Christmas, or maybe if she doesn't watch this video, I'll just send it to her next year. But I decided to start this, and I'm stitching on this until it's done. That is my plan going forward, to stitch on this till it's done, and then I'll have another new start. And what I had told you before is true. Once I finish, so I finished, now you know I finished, it's a gingerbread. What I have for Jolly Housewives is a bag that has my more snowman type or wintry type patterns, and then the other one that's more like gingerbread and candy cane type of patterns. And so when I finish one, I can start another. And I went ahead and ordered from their Etsy shop. Their Etsy shop is Stitching Housewives. So I ordered the PDF downloads from there, and I just stuck them all in one of these bags so that, and I got these bags on Amazon. I just stick them in one of these bags so that when I'm done with one, I can pull out the next. I am doing, like I said, Fabric Flare, Fiber on a Whim, Night Sky. Now my mom's favorite color is blue. She loves blue. She loves navy, and she often wears striped shirts. So when I saw this with the gingerbread and the striped shirt, I just thought, oh, I have to make this for my mom. And I'm going to rechart it to say Nana's for Nana's cookies or Nana's cup. I think I'm just going to say Nana's though. But here she is. I just think she is so stinking sweet. So I made, I'm using all of the called for colors, but I did make a change in her, I'm not using all the called for colors. I think it calls for ribbon red. And like I said, I'm really low. I don't have ribbon red and it's in a lot of patterns. So I did substitute, and I'll read those off to you. And I'm going to add some sparkly, I think it's called like a blending filament gold for the stars that go on here and the strings, the back stitching. So I'll be changing that up, which I can share in my next video. But for now, I'll share the colors I have. And a lot of these are the called for, except for the reds. I have Classic Colorworks Grain, Classic Colorworks Black Coffee, Classic Colorworks, you know what, they're all Classic Colorworks. I'll let you know when there isn't one that is. Where was that? Brown Sugar, 4-Leaf Clover, Perfect Pie Crust, Queen Bee, Razzleberry. That's the color I used in her shirt or her apron or her dress or whatever you want to call it. It is a beautiful kind of a mulled wine color, burgundy wine. It's so pretty. And I really debated on doing the ones that are hanging down, like the little ornaments in that same color or not. I went back and forth, and then I'm like, this is silly. Just stitch one or the other. Tennessee Red Clay, that's her cheeks. I love this color. It's my first time using that color too. And I don't know if it shows up on camera as well, but it's a beautiful pinky, kind of a mauve color. So I want to do something with Tennessee Red Clay and Razzleberry. I don't know what, but I'm going to be doing those two colors together. Oh, this. You guys have seen this on other FlossTubers videos, I'm sure, but this is one of those magnetic, kind of like a cable or a twist tie type of a thing, so you can keep your stuff out of the way. So this is part of my haul. This just came. I ordered these, a set of these, and it's on here keeping my needle in place because you can use it as a needle minder too. Any other colors? Oh, Orifloss 2270. So this is the same one I did in the next stitching thing I'm going to show you, but 2270 is that red right there, and it's the closest I could get to ribbon red at the time. When I get to my Happy Mail, I'll show some more reds that I have picked up because ribbon red is just out everywhere. So those are my whips for the week. I will keep working on those, and when I get them done, I hopefully have some more new starts because I have so many Christmas things I want to do. Pretty sure January is going to end up being Christmas stitching as well. I mean, at the very least, I'll have winter. All right, so I have my first finish of December, Jolly Housewives, to share with you. And I am actually working on fully finishing it. So it is, put this down, it is Sweet Delivery, another Jolly Housewives, Holiday with the Housewives, Stitching with the Housewives pattern. And this is a little gingerbread, and so I'd shown this last week. I had worked on this a little bit, but I got it all the way done. And I'm playing with how to finish it. This is my first time finishing it. I watched Priscilla and Chelsea's finishing video, so wish me luck. I do have this front piece mounted on sticky board, and I was just playing with this color for the background. Oh, sorry. My neighbor's kids are riding their bike down we have a shared driveway. And the dog, Bella, hush, hush. So I changed her dress to be pink to remind me of my little niece, Mika. And I used the Aurifil floss, like I said, 3-7 or whatever color I said. I'll read it in a second. And then I changed the truck to more match my dad's truck, which is kind of a gold and silvery color. It didn't end up turning out the way I had planned, but you know, decisions were made, as Kelly Ladavola Taylor says. Decisions were made, and I went with it. The floss it's on is very sparkly, and this is just a scrap of herringbone, a fat quarter I got from my quilt shop that's now out of business. This year, 2020 has been rough, you guys. So, colors I used. This is the wrong one. I'm like, I didn't use Night Sky on that. Here we go. I used a mystery opal Ada from Bestitch Me. So this was one of the Friday Night Fight Night ones that I won. It's a little bit, has a little bit of purple, a little bit of blue in it. And the opalescent, which means the sparkles, which I think are kind of showing up. I used Classic Colorworks, Bamboo, Black Coffee, Brown Sugar, Caramel. I used Aurifloss 2270, that's my red. I used Classic Colorworks Steamed Broccoli, Weeks Dye Works Crepe Myrtle, and that was for, I think, her headband or her cheeks. And I used Weeks Dye Works Sophia Pink. That was it Sophia Pink or Emma's Pink? I have written down that Sophia's pink, so we'll go with that. For her dress, and that was a leftover color from Mistletoe Lane. I had a lot of that color left over, and it's such a sweet little pink. And I'm not sure that they did the tires. I put them in black because I wanted them to look like, you know, tires, because I wasn't stitching on black fabric. And then Classic Colorworks Tea and Biscuits, which I think might be the color I ended up using on the truck. So that's my finish. So the next time you see this, if I don't ship it out to my mom, because that's what I'm kind of planning, I hope she's not watching this, is this, yeah, you'll see this fully finished, hopefully today. I'm a little bit leery. I can get the rest of it. I added a little bit of binding. I added a little bit of batting in here. I used 505 spray adhesive because, you know, it's just an ornament. If it doesn't last forever, I'm fine with that. But yeah, that part's done. And then the sticky board. So that's my whip. So what do we have now? Happy Meal, Happy Meal, Happy Meal. If you are a card maker, then I do have something to show you will like. My first bit of Happy Meal comes from my friend Allison Bell. She is a connection through actually scrapbooking. And she sent me this card. It is so pretty, and I was thinking she had done colored pencil because the colors are so soft, but looking at it now, I'm thinking she might have done Copic markers. I just love this stamp. It's sweet baby Jesus with the Star of Bethlehem, Star of David, and the little sheep looking on it. Baby Jesus in his manger. Isn't that sweet? So this is from Allison Bell. Thank you. I'm just showing the handmade cards that I get because they're extra special, and I was a card making channel. So that was my first bit of haul. And then the second thing, this came Happy Mail. This came yesterday, and this is a floss fix from Fat Quarter Shop. And this is their Christmas time colors, and you can see there. It has Petite Mason, Tea and Biscuits, which I need more of because I used a lot of that in the truck. Mistletoe, Balsam Fir, Honeycomb, which I don't need more of. I've got tons of honeycomb because I don't use that much yellow. I might have to put together some giveaways of colors I get that I don't use very much. And then Manor Red, which I really love. I ordered that for some of my Christmas stitching. It's a really deep red. So that was Christmas time. And then I ordered a few things. Every time I order a new color of floss I haven't tried before. This one is Glacial Melt, and I'm not sure if it's for one of my Christmas gifts that I ordered. Patterns. I ordered my own Christmas patterns for my husband to give to me. Come on. I mean, he doesn't know what I have. So this is from Weeks Dye Works. It's a blue, although it's really going well with my green shirt. It is a blue. Let me see. Put it up against this. That's Glacial Melt. And then I tried several different reds to, and I didn't show the ones that came last week, but this came back in stock. Because, like I said, I couldn't find ribbon red. And I just need different colors of red because everybody wants red. It's Christmas, and then we'll have Valentine's, and I'm sure that will be something that gets used a lot too. So this is Cupid. And I know this was, and actually I think this is for a pattern that I'm having my husband put under the tree for me. But I wanted to show you the colors. And it's even a little deeper than that. But that's Classic Colorworks Cupid. And I really like it. It has a lot of variation in it from dark to light. Really, really pretty. So I'm excited to have that. And then this, and all of these came from 123stitch.com. And the patterns, I got 2 patterns. I'm so excited about them. They are, they're going to be under the tree. But this is Queen Anne's Lace. And it's, a Jobelin even weave, a 28 count, and it is just a fabulous, fabulous neutral. And it's got a little bit, I mean, it is wrinkled. Let's face it, it just got shipped to me. But it also has just a little bit of very light variation in color. And it almost has a tint of green to it, kind of a cream and with a tint of very light army green. Army green's not quite the right color. It doesn't look green. I'm not describing it very well, but it's a really pretty neutral, not quite white, that I'm hoping to do. I think it's Winter Rose Manor that I got, that I'm hoping to put this on. So this came in, and the rest of my Happy Mail is going under the Christmas tree. So that is all I have for today. I am going to continue working on my Jolly Housewives, get that ornament finished, work on the Christmas blocks stitch along. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that you guys are having fun stitching. I am curious, do you stitch for yourself? Or do you stitch to give away? Because I was not planning on giving away. I was planning on stitching for myself. And I will probably stitch these patterns again for myself. But I don't know what it is about me that when I create something, I tend to give it away. I want to give it away. I don't know. So do you do that too, or is it just me? I don't know. Hope you guys have a fabulous week, that you get some time to stitch, that you stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you in my next video. I plan to do one more before Christmas, and then I might take a break. I know that I'm new to this, but I also have family time, so if my kids have time off, or my husband, I probably won't be doing a video. I'll wait till after that's done, but otherwise I'll see you next week. Happy stitching, everyone. Bye. I forgot one more thing I ordered. So this is Naturals 100% Silk from Dinky Dyes. And I am sorry, I cannot remember who was talking about it, but they talked about it being it may have, I was thinking maybe it was Hicks Creates. I'm not sure who was talking about it, but it's a little bit thicker than just regular DMC. So was what they were saying. You get better coverage with it. So I'm going to give this a try. This is one of the things I ordered. So this will be on my next, this will be the next white I think I use in a project, is this Dinky Dyes Silk. So I did want to share that. One more thing. Let's see, put it on, I don't know if it'll show up on white. On that. Oops. Yeah, it gets kind of washed out. But I mean, it's a white. It's a white. It's got a little touch of cream to it, not much, but we'll see. Because one of the things I'm finding frustrating is that my white doesn't have as good a coverage as some of the other colors, which seems odd to me. But it's just, I don't know if it's just thinner or what. So I'm going to give, whoops, wrong thing. I'm going to give this a try. Wish me luck. All right, now, bye, guys.